I've always liked the Army Men concept. Take the popular plastic toys, put them in a slightly cartoony war zone. It was a fun idea, and this one continues the tradition. It's an excellent game, a surprisingly tactical game. It's Army Men Air Combat. Green versus tan. Choose a side! So this was one of the earliest games in the Army Men series. It was released back in 1999 for the PlayStation, Nintendo 64, and Game Boy Color, which is obviously the one we're playing here. It's about the same concept as the previous games, only this time you're in a helicopter, which may or may not be made of plastic. And actually, if you're familiar with games like Desert Strike, this is basically the same thing. Each level gives you a mission. Anything from carry the supplies to your base to destroy the enemy vehicles, and from there, it's air-to-ground combat. And the game's heavily strategy-based too, so all-out assaults won't get you very far. You see, the game kind of forces you to play carefully, both due to the nature of its design and the few flaws it has. But the enemies overwhelm you at times. Tanks, soldiers, towers, and they all seem to have impeccable aim. Flying into enemy territory is a dangerous proposition, unless you have a plan, which I rarely do. So yeah, you have to be smart about your approach, but the game's flaws have something to do with that too. See, its controls actually aren't all that different from an old Resident Evil game. But you know how it works. Left and right on the D-pad just steer the chopper. Up moves forward, that kind of thing. Whether you like those controls or not, they certainly make your movements more deliberate. And they make picking things up a nightmare. But that's the thing about aerial combat. This game is legitimately challenging. Where the characters may be toys, but this is hardly a kid's game. It's way more involved than you might expect. In fact, it can actually be a bit frustrating. The difficulty is high right from the start. Case of trial by fire on the Game Boy Color. Trial by plastic. The game pairs that challenging gameplay with a nice amount of content. It has 6 different worlds, with 16 missions scattered across them. It's just a matter of, can you deal with the difficulty and the tank-like controls? If so, this is a Game Boy Color game that's absolutely worth tracking down. Huge thanks to our friend Micaiah from North Carolina for sending us Army Men Air Combat.